Friday, everybody. Hope everyone's having a good time. Get the party started. There we go, guys. You know what time it is. It's Friday. We've got our beer from Barcelona. Random picks this week. Hopefully everyone is doing well. We've got Non-Farm, Jerome Powell. It's all happening here on the Friday. Non-Farm payrolls coming your way in 28 minutes. After that, AMC short squeeze. After that, Elon Musk killing crypto. Man cannot be stopped. Viper to the crypto market. He's broken up. He's remorseful. I actually have no idea what he's doing. It's like madness on Twitter. See you soon, guys. Three, two, one. And now we have wig-filled Elon Musk. Look at him. What is this picture, guys? Welcome, everyone, to the Friday stream. I hope everyone's having a great day. We've got our Friday beer of choice. This is it. I have no idea what this is. I forgot to go to the bottle-o, so I have this beer that one of my friends has left me, so thank you very much. We'll take a sip of that soon. It is not, well, maybe it's bad. I have no idea. We'll find out soon. So, Elon Musk, just to start here today, he seems to be having a breakup, and it's public. It's one of those dirty breakups on Twitter, and it is not good for the crypto guys. We'll come back soon to this, but as you can see here, if you're not aware, Elon Musk has gone on a Twitter foray. He's said Bitcoin broken heart emoji. That seems to be enough to kill the coin market. Let's have a quick look at the coin market here. Look at the poor Shiba. Poor Shiba down. Not that I really care about the Shiba, but let's go over here to the others. 36,600 on BTC, Ethereum, Cardano, Doge. They're all down. Poor Doge is down 15 cents. I actually feel, 5 cents. 5 cents. Sorry, 5 cents, guys. I actually feel a bit bad. 15 cents. I'm thinking this thing's coming from 50 back right now. But yes, look, a lot of crypto, unfortunately, is getting beaten down with this. We know this is all part of the general overall accumulation phase. I don't know if it's that big a deal, really. I think whatever Elon's doing long-term won't be the biggest ramification. But maybe he's going to try to implement some coin himself, or who knows what it is. What do you guys think he's doing? But after that, let's just quickly go through some things that are really happening here ahead of non-farm payrolls. Now, whenever you're in non-farm payrolls, and I'd like to just let people know this Friday, 450 people here. Guys, we cover a lot on this channel, okay? We cover AMC, we cover GME, we cover crypto, we cover gold, silver, indices, stocks, everything. Now, when we look at stuff, I'm trying to show you how I interpret the charts, okay? I don't know your trading style. All right, I want everyone to be aware of that. I don't know if you're a scalper, a swing trader, or a day trader. You have to take these points and figure out the way that you're going to trade around them. Unfortunately, I copped a lot of crap yesterday for this move here. And I thought I was very clear that 1890, 1888 was a key level for gold. All right, I'm going to bring it up straight away because I copped a lot of crap and some person really hit me on this one. So, you know what? I think I said very clearly 1890, 1888 was a key support. If it was broken, it was going to get nasty and nasty quick. Guys, did I say that yesterday? If I did, say yes. If I didn't, you can say no. It's all good. But I just want to make sure that people are very aware. I don't know if you scalp. I don't know if you day trade. I don't know if you swing or you invest. We're looking for key levels on larger time frames ideally, and that's the way we're looking at them. Now, good news for gold traders. you at least have found an overall incredible trendline line. Okay, so there it is, the series of higher lows. It's very nice. That is good. You are consolidating here, and you can see a little hammer rejection came through. People saying, yes, you did. Yeah, I thought I did. But hey, look, some people were a bit pissed, and that's all right. They're entitled to be pissed, but I thought I made it perfectly clear. It's all good. All right, so we won't go over gold too much more just yet, but this is going to be a very hectic time. We've got non-farm payrolls. This number smashes currency traders. It smashes silver traders, commodities traders. Every one of those types of traders can get hit up very large during this time. And I expect us to have to dial in on gold, dial in on the dollar index, etc. very soon. Now, the dollar index had a mega move on it yesterday. We're all aware of this. It closed above this rejection candle. It was huge. It was a large move. We saw it during the stream. This was always going to hit it round. Now, this has happened last month in non-farms as well. It went huge early, and then by the time non-farm payroll came out, it actually ended up rejecting it. So what I'm looking for here is this level specifically. If you're looking at taking longs in the dollar index, do you take it here? It's too risky ahead of non-farm payrolls. I actually say don't trade into non-farm payrolls. It's mad. It's mad. Terry Chow said, yes, you sure did, but I still kept it. Terry, if you have the plan of holding it over the longer term, your trend line's still intact, is that you don't need to be concerned yet. This is the day-to-day movements in the market. Absolutely. Is the trend still up? At this stage, absolutely on the larger time frame. So you're correct, if that's your plan. Again, that's why I specified the plan. So if the market comes down here, I would love to see dollar index bounce off this level. 90-20, guys. 90-20 is the zone that we'll be looking at here on the dollar index. I'm interested to see whether non-farm payrolls pulls it down. Yesterday, the jobs number looked pretty good, but I will warn you that the jobs number that comes out yesterday, we'll have a look at that now. For AMC fans, GME fans, we'll get into it soon, don't worry. If the jobs number, the number that came out yesterday, 978, this can drastically differ from what we end up seeing in this one, okay? And this is the key bit of news. See how it's red here versus, what's this? An orange piece of news. Usually orange and yellow, they don't move that much. These red ones, they're the important ones. Now, I don't really know what the hell he was talking about before. I must admit, I don't know. But when we take a look at the markets here, it looks like things have stabilized. So the really big one for the markets is going to be the SP500 coming into the weekend. Can we hold above 4180 on the significant time frames, such as the daily? This is where the fight between the true bulls and bears is. Just like in gold, this is a zone that I'm personally looking at. I'm paying a lot of attention to it because I believe if we close below here, it's bearish down to, pretty decent levels, 41.20, and then possibly even further. That's the type of thing that I think about this market. Now, have we seen it? Absolutely not yet. We haven't seen it just yet. This is the double rejections at this point. It looks still optimistically bullish. Now you move over to the Nasdaq. Okay, the Nasdaq didn't quite get down to the 13.4 that I'd hoped for. It had a good day trade on it yesterday. Anyone get that? Did anyone get the day trade? There certainly was one there. We talked about this pre-market. We said we thought that the market would recover during the market session and then sell off. Look, it came back down or back straight up, tested it, and then pinpointed straight back into the support. So I think that was a pretty good day trade, and it was definitely a spot that I would have always been paying attention to in these types of markets. That was a really good type of thing. And I think we covered that one yesterday. Today, again, this is going to be a watch zone. If the market continues to bull into 13.6, we'll have a look at it. But non-farm payrolls is usually a day I chill back. If I'm invested, I hold my positions through what I'm looking at. And then I look about an hour to 2 hours after the non-farm payrolls is playing out. Because non-farm payrolls does this, guys. And we saw it last month. Yeehaw! Oh, wait. Yeehaw! Like that. And it can happen in literally the space of a couple of hours. So we'll continue to watch through it. At this stage, it looks like US 100 is recovering. 13.620, 13.610 will be the zone that we're focused laser eyes in on through the session. Now, what's going on in short squeeze territory before we go over our crypto recap? Short squeeze territory, 47.40. Now, a few people said to me, Tom, do you see the double top on AMC? Do you see the double top? So if we go down to maybe like a 1 hour, this is what, we'll go even lower. We'll go 15 minute. Do you see it, Tom? Yes. Okay, I get it. I get it, guys. I get it. So what people are saying is that we have an equal resistance here on the 70s. Massive turnaround as well. Somebody buying here, they made some good money if they got back out the highs. Holy moly, that was a big percentage change. I was watching it and like, damn, that was some good money. Yeah, even I had a little sneaky scalp. So this type of trade is obviously highly volatile, and you can make and break a lot of money here. It's more gambling than anything else, but they're saying like this. So they're basically, and it's funny where it goes to, because if you think about it, where did it originally kind of start? This whole thing starts around $6, yeah? So it was $2, then it went to $6, then it hovered there for a while. So they're actually taking, if it breaks under this 40-ish zone, they're saying, okay, the distance here is going to happen here. Now, I don't know about that right now, but that's an interesting take on it. I know they haven't covered. I know that there's still a lot of optimism, a lot of favorable kind of people coming in here, but today will be the real teller whether weak hands come in or paper hands come in to the Friday session. Remember, what happened last Friday? We have to think about that from the smooth brain ape, many of you out there in the crowd today. What happened? People sold at the close. Why? Because they didn't want to hold it over the long weekend. They wanted to go tell their friends at the barbecue, dude, I'm rich. I made more than your salary at McDonald's in one day. I'm a real baller. And I drink Estrella Dam, the best beer in the world. One. It's bad. That's a bad beer, guys. Holy moly, that's bad. Don't drink Estrella Dam. Okay. That's shocking, that beer. Oh, damn, that's worse than the Paps, the Blue Ribbon. The Blue Ribbon's like, actually, it might be pretty similar, but I think the Blue Ribbon is better than this beer. Anyway, the point is the Friday, the close, the sell-off. Will it happen again? And then the Monday be a big baller day for AMC traders. Today, interesting session. Pre-market, 6.25 down. Let's have a look at what ends up happening. It's opening around the 50-ish zone, so I think if it opens underneath, might see some quick selling off, followed by the usual recovery that we've had. Usually around the first 15 minutes has been sell-off. Then we've seen recovery in the markets, and then we've seen turbulence everywhere. We'll deep dive into this one a little bit later. Rodrigo says, nice beer. This one must be, I don't know, maybe it's not good. Maybe this is old. I don't think it's chilled or something. Where's it made? It's made in Spain. Maybe I'm not giving it its love. It didn't taste good to me just then, though. That was some bad beer right there. All right, so AMC, we've got that one kind of dialed in to a degree. We'll go down to the 5-minute charts a little bit later, but I do think the Friday close is going to possibly be bad just because of last week. Now, I hope it's not, and I hope you guys hold through and it goes fine, but that's what I'm thinking. 280, still too much here for GME. If we go through this one, you'll notice the resistance across the board, the 280 was too much. I'm still optimistic on GME for getting a little bit more hype behind it. If AMC kind of starts to stabilize, this will be an interesting one that goes through. RKT, another one yesterday that tried to make a new high, failed, came through. Workhorse, was it WKHS? Workhorse was one that had a massive ramp on it yesterday, again down. So it looks like every squeeze is going to open down, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's a slight rally through the session for these positions. What do you guys think? Do you reckon there's going to be a rally early after the first 15 minutes of trade in all of these squeeze pairs? The Workhorse, the Rocket, the whatever else, AMC, the GME, etc., etc. What do you think? PLTR analysis, please, says Malmec. All right, we'll do that soon. Darth Sidious, super chat $5. Since it's Friday beer day, before I trust your TA, can you touch your nose with your finger and walk in a straight line for me, please? There you go. I'm coming closer to the camera, Sid. See? Look at that. Did you see? We're good. We're good. You have to trust all the analysis now. Of course, educational only analysis there, Sid. Appreciate the donation, man. Maybe we might do a setup video as well in one of these live streams next week. I'm getting a lot of people asking me what the setup I use is. I'll just quickly cover it off here. This is how my setup looks currently. Screen, vertical, okay? I actually really highly recommend the vertical, and the 1, 2, 3 combo meal deal punch is actually one of the best. You didn't see the touching? Look, it's all good. So, main, 27. Doesn't have to be fancy, guys. We used to have or we still do, had 12 screens. 12 screens, guys. It made me go blind. There's no point in having that many screens. Some people go 4 racks. Fair enough. 4 rack is okay. But once you get past 4 rack, it's too much. So you can have one here. Some people put one above. Some people go the standard 4 rack with arm kind of concept. But I think that if you're going to go with it, the cheapest way, get the single, get the second, go the cheapie, go the cheap. You don't need to go expensive. You don't need the fancy screens, and get the vertical, guys. The vertical is a super good help. It allows you to really put all of your work kind of stuff on there, and you can have multiple different chat screens, multiple different things going on the vertical. So the vertical is actually really good. You usually have to pay a little bit more for this one. And then you have your double combo meal deal over here. And you kind of angle them in. You don't need the 34-inch screen. It doesn't really help as much, I don't think. I like to have them separated, but that's the way I'm running currently. I've liked it for quite a long time, and I think it's one of the most efficient ways of setting through, and we'll do it another day. How much does this cost you in Australia? Oh, look, you could realistically go real cheap on these. You could go $150 monitors if you wanted to, and this is a Dell $220. Not much. In America, I don't know, $120 a screen, $100 a screen. So it's quite cheap to set up, I think, and that's probably one of the better ways to do it. Mushroom Cap says, I agree, 3 is the way to go. VW says, that's not what made you blind, Tom. The candlesticks made me blind, man. The candlesticks. Let's have a quick look around the broad market. I haven't looked yet. Let's have a look. We're 11 minutes off the jobs numbers, guys. We need to dial in here on gold, silver, everything else, because they will move. We'll have to dial in on them. Now, Chipotle is a mad stock. Look at it. It's crazy. So DocuSign's earnings must have been pretty okay. 6.29%, 207. Tesla up 1.49%. That was a bad day for Tesla yesterday. Then we got Roku, Twilio. Looks like all of the stocks that were down yesterday are now up, which is all their Hyperbase. And of course, Coinbase down 227. Might take a look at that in the charts, because what really, if you're interested in Coinbase, at some point around these prices, it must be getting into an opportunity. If you believe that Bitcoin and of course Ethereum and the rest of the market will turn around. I mean, what Elon Musk is beating it today, but realistically that could move around. Square down a little bit as well, because it holds the BTCs and everyone thinks that that's what they do. Now, let's have a look at the actual squeeze stocks. We've got Churchill, CCIV coming back to life a little bit there with a 2.74. And then we've got MKD, MVIS. These were all ones from last time around. And the one that's down the most right now, unfortunately, AMC, followed by Mara, followed by the rest, GME, etc., etc. All right. Look at Pepsi. Maybe time to buy again. Oh, we can definitely check that out soon. Man, Richard, you're spamming like a beast. Not sure what you're spamming exactly, but you love it. Darth City says, I'm not convinced by your test. Well, it works, man. It works. I'm telling you, it's the real deal. So what other things do we have to be concerned about? Are we concerned about the 10-year treasury? Yeah, it's right at that zone we've been discussing here all week. Notice critical zone ahead of non-farm payrolls. It's always the way. Notice when we go through everything as well, they're all at critical zones ahead of a big bit of news. US 500, very close to the 4180. 10-year, right at resistance, waiting for the information. Dollar index breaks out early, but could be a false breakout. Gold, bouncing off the trend line currently with a very nice rejection candle, if it can hold this. Remember, if. We haven't seen the closure yet. Silver, underneath the trend line. Bit disappointing there for silver. Getting under 2750 is not good. only a non-farm payrolls number will get that thing back up. Now, there is a bit of glory here. And the glory is in currently oil. Because oil continues to be an animal. And it continues to push up, hopefully, towards the promised land. Actually, we've got to get oil on a different chart because we need the 2 hour here. Look at the oil. It continues to push up. Hopefully, we get a new high through the session and we go towards $72 and then $75. This has been a great break. I think it's a great technical lesson in being patient, waiting for the correct kind of thing, looking for the coil before a breakout. It's got a lot of the things that we talk about here on the channel, the retest, the 20 moving average, and it's got that kind of good quality trade in it at this stage. Now, has there already been good trades here? I think for day traders, absolutely there has been. Will there continue to be? I hope so. I hope it goes to 72 and then 75 over the longer term, but it won't just be a vertical ship. Generally, it'll have its pullbacks. That's normal trading on oil. It doesn't usually just go $10 in a week or anything like that. Richard, I don't know what you need, man. Let me just quickly sort you out. 1 second, mods. I'll sort him out. Oh, thanks very much there, mods. You sorted him. Good. All right. So, we'll set it down. We've got 7 minutes. Let's actually load up. We'll go BTC, and then we'll watch that over. We'll go dollar index, because that's going to be very key to watch this during the non-farm payrolls event. You can see here, dollar index currently weakening. Let's see if that thing goes to 90.20. Then we've got gold, which we'll watch here, because this will be hypersensitive to it. And usually you'd put on a bunch of currency pairs, because they're the ones... Oh, that's not a good code for gold. There we go, much cleaner. Use currency.com or something like that for your gold feed. So 1871 here. So dollar index is weakening into the event. Maybe we'll put US oil here. We'll watch that on the 5-minute chart. All these things could be very susceptible to this jobs number. And actually, instead of BTC, we're going to load the... We'll load the Nasdaq. All right, and now we'll take a look at BTC. So we're set and ready. We've got 6 minutes till this earnings. So look, BTC looks really bad. Of course, coming back down to these levels isn't good. If it pushes through this 35.7 zone, this is previous support. So after that, where do we go? Unfortunately, it's going to be 34K territory. Now, I would scrap everything that you're looking at here. Unfortunately, this is the problem. We've said it's not acting technically, and that's because of the FUD, because of the Elon Musk Twitters, because it's incredibly susceptible to fear, and the fearful market is not necessarily a great technical market. You need to understand that. And when we do, unfortunately, all we're doing really here is we're saying, do we want to invest in crypto? That's what I'm saying right here. I haven't been trading this ever since we saw the crash. I've invested, but I'm not trading. Why? Because it's super untechnical. And when you have a fearful market like this, until you break through a level that gives you the technical confidence, which is going to be 42.5 for us, we're not sure about what's next. What do we know on the daily close here? We've never closed under this 34. Okay, so I'll be watching this on the weekend like a hawk. If you're just watching this now, you go off somewhere later and you trade BTC or you trade any of the cryptos, I would be watching this level incredibly heavily through the weekend. I don't like breaking under this level, because then what happens? We start to actually go back, and we can go back down here to the accumulation phase, and we can talk about where we were. So we were basically here. Let's talk about so far. First crash, massive pull up. Same as this one was doing. Second crash, pull up again. Not a new high on this particular currency, on BTC, but anyway, it did come back up. Then it came back down, didn't make a new low, but it did come back down and kind of test the zone. Or it actually made a new low off this one so that we could call it phase B. Then we've pulled up again, not quite, but around that 40K zone. And now we could be looking back. Now, if we make a new low, we're going to know that based on that daily close. If that daily close happens, we probably go... and we might even test that SC low. I'm not even that concerned about that SC low getting tested. I actually think this is an oversold market. I kind of agree with people that are starting to put this idea that the bottom is in for now on BTC. I'm starting to agree with it. Because when you think about it, it fell heavy. The rest of the market fell 80%. Some of it 80% and 90%. It's too much, too quickly for it not to get some rebound in it. It usually does. Last time around, it didn't just die overnight. It took many months to die. It dies like this. And because it died so quickly, generally speaking, there will be the accumulation. So let's say we're around here right now. Do we see a new low on the weekend? Guys, what do you think? Do we see a new low on the weekend? Luca Perry says Bitcoin is very technical. Bitcoin's very technical generally. Absolutely. It's actually it's the best crypto to trade technically. I agree. Ethereum and Bitcoin, amazingly technical. I just think that a lot of the good technical signals are clearly not trading as well as they were 2-3 weeks ago. So when that happens, I pull back and then I get back in when it's trading technical again. It's like anything. Like if you understand and you sometimes see a market and it's just not acting the correct way, then all of a sudden you should just pull back. Why not? Why don't you just pull back for 2 weeks? And then you come back in 2 weeks later and you're like, hot dang, that was a mess. It doesn't matter. Trading's not going anywhere for you and you'll get the next opportunity. Remember, investing and trading differently. There's good levels to invest in, but trading, I still think there is some very strange breakouts that have occurred. We've seen a breakout past 40, didn't get to 42. That's bad. That's a bad sign. We saw a breakout past 38, didn't get to 40. That's, again, a pretty bad sign. So that's the type of thing that I'm worried about. And I think we're here at this stage for BTC. So we've got 2 minutes here. Let's dial in on what's happening with the market. So dollar index just spiked. Gold went down to 1869. We've got our big trend line there on gold, which is coming through this low. So hopefully we will not see a new low under that because that will not be, very good. Dollar US 100, you can see here on the 5 minutes starting to float round. So there's a lot of last minute positioning that comes into this type of jobs number. Let me get the jobs number out. I'll pull this over. You can follow along on forexfactory.com. However, it has been fairly delayed recently. Probably better off getting another source. Guys, what sources are you using that's free, that's not like Bloomberg Terminal or something for your jobs numbers? Share them with the community, actually. Just let me know and I'll share it through because it's always good to have good resources for getting the information. Which one do you like to use? Tell me right now. So I'm refreshing this. Of course, expectation here in 1 minute is 645, I believe. Forecast 645. And unemployment rate to be hitting 5.9%, down 0.2%. So here we go, guys. We're about to see it. Let's get that screen up. There it is. Here it comes. The job number should be released any second. Gold looks like it just spiked. Let's see how the market interprets it. It's not a number that initially gets interpreted very well. It takes a little while for it to do. Here we go. 1877 for gold. So it's starting to move up. Dollar index definitely getting thrashed here initially, which is good, especially for gold traders. That's a good thrashing. Market just started shooting off. 13,587. 13,587. Ooh, yeah. All right, market. Let's see if you can get to the 13.6 for the open. Dollar index continues to get thrashed. Oil 69. This is all 5 minute charts, so it's going to look fairly extreme. Lunchable connoisseur, US $10. Tom sipping on the bitters keeps him off the Twitters, trying to explain his TA sounding like, oh, I forgot that you do all this. You always give me donations that are like rap songs. Explaining his TA sounding like Bobby Busher. Mama's always right. Thank you, Tom, and have a good night. Talcoin, baby, I'm off to work. Good luck, sir. Hopefully Talcoin keeps going. Lunchable Connoisseur is a very large holder of the Talcoins. So all the markets are up here, guys. US 100 up 0.47. US 500 up 0.31, 0.09. So this is what I'm telling you about the old Forex Factory not being good anymore. I think it's getting hit by so much traffic, it literally crashes when you see it. So 559 is the NFP number. So 559, very different from the fake NFP number that we saw on Thursday, the fake news number that we saw on Thursday. So the dollar index is getting crashed down. And just remember that if you take anything away from today's session, the Thursday jobs number is crap. They anticipated 650. That's right. So to get 559, you know why this is a case of the bad news is the good news. That's what we do. That's what the market likes. This is like 2016 all over again. Bad market, good news. That's bad. We don't want to. We go down when good news comes out because they were tapering. So when they were tapering back then, it was all about bad news. You wanted kind of like mediocrity. Mediocrity news just meant that the tap would continue to come through. It looks like unemployment rate though actually fell to. Why is this number saying 5.8%? My number's coming out at 5.8%. More stimulus. That's right. More stimulus coming through. So I expect the dollar index here to come down to around 90.20 and then find some buying pressure. I mean, usually these are short-lived kind of spikes. We're also hitting a bunch of different synergies here. So we've got the synergy through the US 100 hitting a resistance. We've got the synergy of the dollar index coming down here, and gold synergy is just going to be can it get back up to, I guess, like that 1890 kind of zone. That area there is going to be a synergy as well. So they're all going to come in at the same point. They're all going to hit very, very key kind of zones. And then you expect usually a little bit of a difference. Now you're catching knives here because obviously you can see these moves coming through. But it's good to have finally a non-farm payrolls that is actually moving. The last two have moved. We've done on this channel together 10, maybe 11 together as a community. And I can tell you what, some of them were doozies. Nothing happened. But that's the thing. When I was watching this, I've never seen non-farm payrolls like the GFC. So the amount of freezes we had last year, that was big. But when they were doing quantitative easing back in 2008, guys, and they started that 2009 quantitative easing, it was insane. The non-farm figures, though, in 2008, holy moly, the market would move. Holy moly, it would move. Volatility index is down 4.88%. So this is going to lead to pretty much everything recovering here. Let's have a quick look at the stocks now. What's going on in the pre-market? So we've got CCIV 4.16. We've got Tilray 1.37. Unfortunately, AMC still down here at a 7.65 for you guys early in the morning. Volatility will be huge there. We saw yesterday 100% moves basically each way. When we come over here, DocuSign's earnings good. Tesla 1.66%. We're going to have to look at that very closely soon. 582. And then we've got Roku and all of the tech stocks coming back into phase. On the negative side, Coinbase being the worst, and then the rest. PepsiCo also. 92.71. So it's pretty good. Oil, guys, you can be celebrating a little bit. Check that out. You almost just got you did get a new high. So everyone that's been following that oil trade, I think it's been one of the better ones that we've covered here on the channel. And that's been good so far. Bitcoin, not moved that much. Well, I guess it's $400, so it's a decent amount. Let's read the chat and quickly get over it. Do we have any super chats here? I think we've answered both of them. Lunchable Connoisseur. Musk is worse. Oh, okay. I'm not going to read that, Pet, but thank you. I trade primarily Forex, and the pairs I'm watching is just a pullback from yesterday's move down, Ron said. Yeah, that's correct. So if you're looking at the daily, of course, if we have the dollar index moving down, all of the euro, US dollar, the pound, US dollar, all of those are just going to be moving back. Snap lightning bolt pattern on Zim, says Gotham Bags. Well, let's have a look at some of these stocks. So we'll check out Zim. Lightning bolt. Where's my lightning bolt? This just looks like it's coming back to the moving average, man. But it has been trading that 8 hour pretty nice. Zim integrated. Watch the double top potential here. Obviously a very critical support for it to hold if this is the stock you're looking at. Very important. Let's now have a quick look at some of the other things that we want to do. So we'll look at Tesla. Tesla. Why you do us dirty like this, guys? So 200 simple moving average, closed below yesterday. I gotta say I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. You have not much left. You got 560 left holding you up. Where is 560? There we are. Hopefully you can. If you're trading it through today's session, spots that you're going to have to watch. Obviously, around the 560, you expect buying pressure to come in if it does happen. The other option, 581 now, goes up to 600. Probably will find some selling pressure there on the smaller time frames. Scalpers and everybody will go through. If you can then go do something like this and break through 600, that should be good for next week to lead higher. This could be a false break to the down. Remember, it isn't signaling that that Tesla is going to completely get crushed. But look at the sequence here. Let's talk about the sequence here. So if you go through like a trend line down, you know all of this is trend lining to the downside. But we've got to also think about this. It's effectively a lower peak and possibly a test of the low. Now, if you see a test of the low, this is a 1, 2, 3 time test. And if it does something like this, I would get the hell out. So if it does something like this, I would usually bail on the close completely and wait for a big bit of sell-off. Why? Because what that would be doing is it's going lower peak, etc. When something fails like that and it makes lower peaks through, it means that it is truly weakening and that it is trapping the last amount of buyers before it makes a big move towards the other side. So whenever you're looking at a market and you're kind of thinking, oh, I want to buy that support, if a market does like this, guys, this is not a good sign, all right? If that's happening there, not a good sign. You don't want that. So hopefully Tesla can hold the levels for you guys. I do think 600 might be a little bit of a problem for it today if it gets up there. And if it gets through 600 and does the daily close, that will be an amazing turnaround. And obviously, we'll be checking that out throughout the weekend. Let's move on to some others. So we had some people message me NEO the other day. I said that it was at the resistance. I guess it was. Of course, having a bit of problems here at the 43. Still looking a lot better on the chart. You can see here pre-market's up 0.64%. Not too bad. And hopefully that can move on through. Let's have a look at a couple of other stocks that got beaten down yesterday. Airbnb, that was down pretty hard. So Airbnb was down 4.51. Bad looking rejection on the weekly currently. It's going to need a good day in it. I think this closure above the 20 was pretty significant. I think yesterday it got maybe unfairly smashed. This could be in recovery here, trying to fill that gap up to 165. I think it's right around the zone where I think buyers will come back into it and try to push this thing higher. It's an interesting area, and I'm just looking at this volume. See the volume, guys. I find this very curious. Airbnb has a lot of buying volume on it. It's bizarre. It's like somebody literally is purchasing in fairly heavily. And when it got crunched, it didn't have much volume on it. So it got crunched with no volume, and now it's getting bought up and even selling off with less. So when it's getting bought up around this level, there's some good volume coming in here. This makes me think there's some kind of accumulating hedge or accumulating larger trader out there. AMC call option 145 today. Tolek, you're mad. $145, you've got a call option going out. Wow. That's crazy. Don't be surprised, guys, if the market turns around immediately like it's doing right now. This is incredibly common for a non-farm payrolls result. See how it hits the equal resistance? See how it does it so quickly? This is very common. As the number comes out, usually what happens is you get a lot of trap. And I'm fine. It happened the same thing. I told you the same thing last time around, last month. The exact same type of trap, but it actually may retest back up. You wouldn't actually be wrong thinking that. This is exactly what happened last month. We had the initial burst, the sell-off into the open, followed by some further movement up. So we'll continue to watch that space. So don't worry too much about that. Dollar index, let's have a look. 92.43 coming back down to this level. So it's right around that zone now. Right around that zone. Gold, of course, having a good time. 1878 up 0.39 and 2750. So silver's back on the resistance becomes support line. If we take a look at silver, you can see it here. An important zone for it to break through. Just all this level, huge amounts of support on the higher time frames, such as the 4-hour. So many alerts going off. I had to back away from the computer, says Mike Mercury. Yeah, if you set a lot of alerts during non-farm day, you might get hit all over the place. BTC bouncing off that 35K area. Yeah, so it hit 35.5 and now it's running on up at this stage. There's that support that needed to hold through. If it doesn't, where do we go? 34. Looks like it's rejecting at this point. 4 hour will close a little while away. 2 hours will close in 1 hour. So that's not useful. And the 1 hour is obviously coming up in 17 minutes. Let's watch this together as a community, because this is going to be a big one. If it closes here, makes a new high, then we might be able to get rid of some of that, I guess you could say, like false information that's coming out. AMD head and shoulders on the weekly, going to break up to 115, says Jeremy. Let's have a look at AMD. All right, AMD 115. Bitcoin to 20K, says somebody. Luca. Nah. Let's not go 20K just yet. So AMD is coming, it has been coming down. You're talking about it going to 115. So this is the line we've had for some time now. We've taken this distance and we've taken that as the current situation that we're looking for. Any pullback back to this 879, I might even have a nibble myself here. This is the type of zone that I like a lot. That's a patented zone. You got a 20, a 50, multiple resistance, and only a half completed pattern. I like that kind of area, especially when they're doing effectively just a whole bunch of buybacks. You've also got this giant trend line, which is when you go to the weekly, that's going through the peaks here. What you don't want, you also know that behind it, you've got a huge amount of support around 74. Obviously, 74 has been a heavy buying zone. So this is the type of thing that I think about as a trader. What's my worst case? Where do I think it's going? After that point, do I have to cut it up? What's my best case scenario? Do I think there's more in it? These are the things that I always think about when I'm making an investment decision. How much risk do you need to take for the reward? Martin Snizek coming in with Canadian, $5. Learning so much from you. Could you take a look at PNG, Kraken Robotics? Sure, man. PNG. Lulu raising their forecast. Lulu's been a pretty good trade, so we might have a look at that one. This is coming from Kevin N. I think you liked that one, didn't you, Kevin? PNG on the weekly. Well, good news for you. Wait, this is Kraken Robotics? Yeah. Guys, pretty wild trades here. How big is this thing? 106 million, that's why. I wouldn't mind if you open today and you close the weekly above these wicks. Because what have you done? You've got rejection wick, 50 moving average. Imagine if you closed above that. Okay, you're not going to be through the 20, but what you've effectively done is you've said, whatever negative information was coming out here, whatever negative momentum was coming out here, we're going to go above that and we're going to start to take out the short sellers. Short sellers will start to redeem. They'll say, okay, the short's over. We're done with that. And it becomes that situation where you suddenly see that buyers get back in control. I'd be very focused on it getting above here, man, around 64, 65 ideally. And if that occurs, it is looking much better from a technical standpoint. How good are technicals on a stock like this? Not as good as an Apple or a Amazon or anything else, because they're just not big enough. But I do like two rejections being followed up on the weekly here by a big bullish one. Let's go to the daily trough, peak, higher trough, no higher peak yet. You can see how important this 65, 64 zone is. Again, incredibly important stuff. Good news is that any of these kind of negative lines that were coming through have now been broken against. So I think the bullishness is starting to come into this stock. Good luck. ADA is a long-term hold. Yeah, people love Cardano so much. Weekly head and shoulders, Danielson says. I'm not sure about that on AMD. Let's have a look at Lulu. Lululemon Athletica. It's been relatively good for trades. We had a good one over here. I remember that quite well, into the resistance. This might have been the one you were part of, Kevin. 316 into 347. If we go through those lows, we obviously have something going on here as well, or do we? Nah, wouldn't bother with that. Raising forecasts. That's not really the greatest strength of a trend line, because it's just drawn through. It's not really a trend line, validated, that is. It's at a decent amount of support. I probably wouldn't take anything in this position unless it was above here. 331. And at that point, I'd be like, okay, I think it's going to snap these highs. Because what you're really doing is you got trough, you got a peak, you got a high trough, you get your lightning bolt through. Yes, you've got resistance here, but it's more likely at this point, based on the current higher lows you've seen coming through, it's more likely this thing can really do the distance. So good luck on Lulu, and it looks all right. AMC and GameStop should merge. Probably, Oliver. That'd be cool. You can like buy a game at GameStop. They'll give you buy. Oh, here we go. You buy a game at GameStop, and you get with it two things. So you get your crypto dividends, or you can have a partial share of GameStop. So they sell you a partial share with it, up the price, and you get to play the game in the cinema. Yeah. Or you hire the cinema for some amount of money, and they give you like an NFT. It would all work. It would all work. Can you imagine how crazy the community would go? I mean, already GameStop are insane with the amount of things they're doing, creating crypto divs and stuff. Hey, Tom, can you have a look at NVIDIA? Yeah, NVIDIA is very interesting. I didn't expect that. Well, I expected NVIDIA to go long here. Okay, very much so. But what I didn't expect for it to run so hard. So what's that? From here to here, just on one piece of news, which is effectively that it's doing a stock split. These stock splits still have me in a conundrum. Now, one thing about stock splits is when it occurs, it's a buy the rumor and sell the fact. Buy the rumor and sell the fact, because it doesn't make any sense really going up that much. Now, it's been sitting for a long time. It's a great company. I love the company. I think the AI, robotics side, obviously the graphics cards, I got one in my computer right now. Great stuff. But it is highly PE'd, so you have to be looking at it for the future of the robotics side and the chip side that they've got. And yeah, I do think it's a buy the rumor, sell the fact in this case. If you're wondering where it may crap out, because it's a flag, effectively here, I'd take the whole distance and actually extrapolate that out like this. So it's about $700. So another 20 possibly. Very, very possible in here. Another $20. Some people would take from the break here, which is very correct as well. And then they would take the distance out here and it's kind of completed. I may just take the whole distance just because I like going for the round, which is 700. But yeah, that's a little flag that happened in here. And that's a beautiful, nice breakout. And it always surprises me how much these stocks in America go up on the split. More short sellers inbound. All right, let's have a look at AMC again. 5.77%. We'll split it over. So we've got AMC on the left-hand side here, and we'll do some action on the right-hand side. We'll keep looking around. ADA dead, says the Forgotten Era. Not sure about that. Kevin N says, totally agree, Tom. Don't hold Lulu right now. I had UAA for the last 6 months. Thank you very much for the subscriptions as well. I wish I bought ADA when it was 18 cents and was laughing at those who were buying, says Furman. Yeah, you can always go back on that. The main thing, Furman, is that you don't have some kind of like, you don't feel bad about it and you don't realize there's another opportunity. Last week, everyone here could have bought, or 2 weeks ago, you could have bought AMC for $9. Now, then it traded up to 70. You could have traded an option at $50. And made a fortune because no one would have thought it would be at $50. Can you imagine how little you would have paid for that and how much the payoff would be? The point is that there's always an opportunity. I always go back to thinking this just a few months ago. There was this guy on Reddit. I was reading Reddit. Sometimes I read Reddit. It's pretty funny. And there was this dude. And he's like, I'm a millionaire on Tilray. And he was so happy. And that was obviously the day that Tilray went up so hard. It was like $60. And he had these YOLO crazy, 20 grand hits on $50 or something on Tilray, some ridiculous amount. Now, I don't know whether the guy ever took profit. I'm going to go with he didn't. But he was a millionaire for a day and then let it slide. The point is that there is that kind of opportunity. The key is keeping it after you've made it. How many people can keep it after they've made it? Because how did you get there in the first place? Ethereum. Bouncing as well. I'm just looking mostly at BTC, but Ethereum is also good. Like, obviously, I prefer Ethereum, always have. I've been much bigger fan of Ethereum. I think it's really important to take the idea to staking and also to have something like Vitalik behind it. But look, yep, it's okay. It's bouncing through. Again, the support here is the same as the BTC support. Very critical. Underneath here over the weekend, guys, expect some pretty big sell-offs to occur on crypto. So if it gets underneath here, bigger sell-offs are going to come. I could see a 2200 in front of Ethereum if it gets through the 2500 zone. Very important area. Elon's tweet about Canada, USA, Mexico made the dollars Communia token price rise 140%. Man, Elon, this is from Oliver Quinn. Elon has way too much ability, doesn't he? Furman Sartorelli, ARS $100. Is lithium a good long-term investment? Any related stocks, not Tesla, to keep an eye on? Lithium goes through super cycles. So when lithium goes hard, it goes really hard, and then it crashes epically. And I think that people kind of feel that lithium is rare. It's not rare. It is not rare. It's also not that hard to mine, I believe. Wait, is it that hard to mine? Maybe it is hard to mine, but it's definitely not rare. I'm not big on minerals right now. I was big on them about 6 months ago. I'm optimistic on minerals for the next couple of months, and then I am pessimistic on them because I think the problem is they're going through a super cycle. And if there's one thing that Australians know, it's that a super cycle in materials is real, and it happens, and it's boom and bust city. We have so many mining companies. So I would say, yeah, I wouldn't be taking a look at that. Someone needs to take Elon's Twitter access away. Yeah, probably does. 48.68 here in the pre for AMC, so it's been fairly quiet. Let's go back over to US 100. So as we expected, guys, community, you guys are massive brains out there, everybody. It's like we knew that this would all happen through non-farm payrolls. That it would, well, we didn't know it would go up. That's what we didn't know. But we knew that the initial move would then sell off and then be bought up and then come back. It's good work. It has massive yield loss during the mining process, though. Yeah, okay. Mining process loses 70% of lithium at the moment. They need to improve it, but they will. They will improve it, Rootaroo. Yes. The problem, not hard to mine, it's hard to process. Yeah. So, look, the problem with lithium is a boom bust. Have a look. If you're going to trade lithium, someone give me a good lithium stock. I haven't looked at a good lithium stock in a little while. Give me one. I'll have a look at it. Lithium, like a lithium index would be something I'd look at as well. The tweeters. Twitter went up yesterday, hit a resistance, came down. You know what? I'm pretty bullish on this. I'm bullish on this absolute crud stock. Why? You may ask me. Why? You might ask. Because I actually think that Twitter... In fact, let's have a quick look together. Let's get my Airbnb search up that I always have here. All right, let's bring this on. No, Twitter, this isn't really a good place to find Twitter, though. Actually, if someone has, in the community, if you've got like a social searching tool, like much better than this, that kind of derives all this information through, I would suggest that you share that with me in the Discord community. Click the link up the top, come onto the Discord community and get around it, because I would love to have some really good social arbing tools to share with the community. Ideally, they're free or incredibly cheap, okay? Because I want free and incredibly cheap for the community over here. Now, let's ignore that on Twitter. I think there's a lot of people on Twitter. I've asked this of the community. In fact, we're going to do it right now. We're going to do a straw poll. And this is sometimes the best information. It's like doing a poll that they share on the internet. You know, those ones that they pay a lot of money for. You guys are basically a powerful tool. All right, here we go. All right. We're going to make the poll. I'm going to share it in the community, and this will tell us whether Twitter is good or not. This is high quality technical analysis, statistical information. I'm going to vote myself more for me. All right, guys, vote on in there and see what's going on. Abdul says Elon Musk needs to be stopped. Hey, Elon Musk is bringing people to the Twitters. So if you're a Twitter holder, you should be happy. Let's go through the stock though here. So we've got our resistance broke out from the 55. We've got a gap that happened. We talked about all of the gaps that have been filled. Gap filled. Twitter has this uncanny ability to slowly fill gaps over time. Nasty gap fills it up. Nasty gap fills it up slowly. It often gaps like a demon and fills up. Now, it didn't fill here during the 18 period. It definitely got thrashed and there was a big problem there. But the thing that makes me excited about Twitter is they're actually for the first time implementing new ideas in the platform. Wow, who would have thought it? Oh, it's neck and neck. People are saying less Twitter, more Twitter. 89 votes. Oh, it's not looking good for my theory. Guys trolling me. More, 47%. If you use Twitter more, please vote now. So there we go. 48 votes versus 44 votes. Oh my goodness. I actually quite like Twitter. I think for fin tweets, it's good. So movement down, don't really want that now. But we do have a massive long leg doji that formed yesterday. I kind of feel okay about it here. 55 is kind of where I want it to absolutely multiple hold. I don't want it underneath that. And the aim is like a 65 kind of bracket. So there's a good risk reward scenario here. I also like the fact that there's been some volume increasing here through the buying process. There was some nice volume coming into it yesterday. I think yesterday was a very tumultuous day. It was in fact up while the rest of the market was down. So it might be a little bit of a sleeper here, the old Twitters. But I'm not taking it into this earnings. Like, don't get me wrong. I don't want to hold it into an earnings. I don't like Twitter in earnings. It has a notorious way of just getting smashed in the earnings. I don't like it. No Twitter in earnings. I haven't been on Twitter since like 2012, and I'm all about it now, Tom. Rocktopus, I saw you followed me on Twitter. That's right. Follow fxevolution.com on Twitter. Thank you very much, Rocktopus. Appreciate that. I got to post more on the weekend. So the lithium stocks, we'll go back up here. I started rambling. All right, we'll use this one. LTHM. Livent Corporation. From this chart, if this is a lithium stock, then yes, you would buy lithium. Based on the fact, educational, that you've broken through a key resistance level. All right, let's look at some more lithium stocks. PLL. Okay. Weekly. Ooh. What is this? $1 billion. Not much history on it. I don't like that one. I don't want to do that one. ALB. Ah, that's more like it. See the boom? And then see the bust? The bust is huge, guys. Do not be around for the bust. 46 to 140, then Bustaramus. And this time around. So are we getting near the end? There might be like one more big push here, and then it's going to be over on this type of thing. So you see what I mean? Like there's these horrible ones. We haven't done the poll today for bull or bear. That's right. You guys have been correct every day, by the way. So yesterday you voted for bear. It was a bear day in the end. So you got that correct. So we'll do the bull or bear poll. Looks like the Twitters was neck and neck at the end there. 50-50 pretty much. A little bit more towards less Twitter. So up or down for the stock market today. So far, 3 days in, you've been correct. Up. Oh, wait. Green or red it is. Okay, red or green. Okay, we're done. We've created that. I'll share it through. I'm collating these results to see if you guys have big brains, which I do totally believe you do. Oil ripping. Yeah, I love oil. The black gold, guys. The black gold. 69.41 new highs. Yeehaw. Come on, get up there. We want to see 72. Then we want to see 75. Continuation of the big moves. That's the way. Bull today, DXY pullback. Where's that DXY? 92.2. 92.2. So short answer on those lithium stocks, this is exactly where we expected to find some little bit of buying. A little bit of sneaky buying in here. We read the market. Good work. Down. No stimulus will be announced. Go to work. Says Big Dipper. Oh, Big Dipper. They're not going to announce stimulus straight away. We're just going to hopefully expect it. So let's go through some more of these. We'll go with the community. Do we have any donations that we need to do here? Oh, we do. This is coming in from Carlos Ramirez, $10. Thank you very much, Carlos. Appreciate the donation. Hey, Tom. Cheers for your insights. No worries, man. Have an Ozburger in Fitzroy. We're not allowed to go there. Or a cake in St. Kilda this weekend on me. If I was free to go where I want to go, Carlos, I would do this. So I will put your $10 away, though I do live very close to St. Kilda. So I will put the $10 away and I will go out when I'm allowed to do so. Unfortunately, we're locked down here in the Melbourne, Australia. We can't get through. Do you like NAKD, Naked Brand Groups? Based on the fact that the chart is down here, where am I? I can't see it, guys. Yesterday, we talked about this one. So we talked about the breakout. We talked about this level. It obviously got to $1, which was the initial. I think initially we had $1.09. So it hit $1, and then it's come back down to the 78. It's the right level for it to be bouncing through, considering we've got support, resistance, support. It's pretty important level. Obviously, Squeezy McSqueeze is coming through on this one. Let's bring up Stock Twits. Have a look at what's ranking today with the community of very, very crazy people. CCIV seems to be getting a lot of interest. Workhorse. So things are trending. Definitely a big difference here. AMC obviously out in the big moves. And then you got Doge. You've got Workhorse, Sundial, and the rest here. Look at these trending though. Some of those ones that came up. Surf is an interesting one. I got sent this yesterday. I got sent this one yesterday from a member of the community. And they were like, what do you think of Surf? I'll show you. Oncology stock. Good work if you got this, by the way. 7.17%. So we were talking about this, and I said I don't mind it. So this is a classic Coiloramus above a nice break. So it breaks, coils through, finds a little while, and then does the breakout. Now it's down quite a lot from its highs over here. But yeah, this is a good significant breakout. I didn't mind this one. It's interesting that it's now coming into the, maybe that's where he got it off Stock Twits or something. But 971, you probably think it will find some resistance around this zone today. Potentially sell off here. 1, 2, 3. Hopefully it bounces if it does come back down. So yeah, not bad stock in terms of just the pure technicals of recovery coming through here. Esburgos says, sorry, I'm getting ready for surgery, listening, not watching. Oh, good luck, Esburgos. Our thoughts are with you. I hope your surgery goes well, man. And I hope, hopefully it's not too crazy. Surgery scares me, guys. I've only ever had it once. I'm telling you, I woke up. I saw the light. Actually, I shouldn't say this. Burgos, turn off, mute the light, mute the sound right now, man. Mute the sound right now. Again, Carlos, thank you for it. But anyway, I saw the light, and I remember what happened. I went like this. I had something in my arm. I can't remember. And I just went, bang. Like something out there in those horror films. I just sat straight up, and then the nurse just came over and just like slapped me back down. Because I was just like, it was like with those horror films. I just came out, it was like bang, straight up. And then I was basically leaping out of the bed, supposedly. And then she just like slapped me back down. And I was like, oh, okay. Didn't know where I was at all. Aaron, oh, don't tell me this is going again. Aaron Balaki, super chat $4.99. Hello, Tom. Can you have a look at eyes? Are you kidding me? Is eyes and ears going again? All right. How is it still holding so high? This was crazy. I remember the eyes. So it didn't didn't go too crazy yet. Let's go to the daily. Remember these ones, guys? The eyes and the ears. And then someone's like, we should make a code called nose. Then we'd be profitable on it. Didn't happen. Didn't happen. There was no nose, unfortunately. So $6 is a resistance. It's pretty much on its base. I'm not seeing any volume action, which is usually what you want to do. You kind of want to scan for high volume action. Ideally out of the ordinary. You can see it's quite low at this point. So what you're going to have to do is, if you're hoping this stock goes, it's going to need activity. And the activity is going to be on places like StockTwits, Reddit, etc. You're going to have to look for it starting to trend through those social arb apps. And then hopefully you can get into, maybe some profit or something. I assume you've been holding this for a while, got in, maybe stuck in it last time. You don't want to be stuck left holding the bags in some of these stocks. A little bit of a trend line, not ideal. Unfortunately, there's not much more we can go off. $6 will be the break that you're looking for, and that should at least give you $7. Let's have a look at ears. Has ears got volume? No. Again, ears was another one that went mental. That's wild. No, I was mad. I was pre-med, but now I'm under the knife. Oh, okay. So yes, that's what happened. Hey Tom, what's your favorite fish to target when you go fishing heaps? In South Australia, I go for squid or rays, but release the rays. Yeah, eating rays is not delicious. I always go for snapper because I live in Melbourne, and snapper and whiting, King George whiting. But I do like snapper. I caught a big one last season when I was out. Caught 108 centimeter snapper. We caught an 108 centimeter snapper. My personal best though is like 90. 108 for here is massive. It's massive. Mama, super chat $5. Hey, hi Tom. Sorry if you looked at this already or if you hate it. I'm not sure if I hate it yet. But can you please look at CHPT? I'm curious for your thoughts about close around 27.28. No worries, man. Let's have a look. CHPT. Charge Point Holdings. Oh, I don't hate it. I do not hate it. I like a lot what's happening here with the trend. Yeah. So one of the things I look for when something bases is this has done a great, beautiful technical base. $20, $20, $20. This is a classic case of lower peaks coming in. And you don't want to buy here, okay? Even though it's bounced here, if you buy there in the future community, that will not be good. That's not where you want to be buying. Ideally, you're buying after this closure here, this point here. So pretty close to the current price. That's what you've got to do. It looks like it's recovering. You've got trough, peak, higher trough, higher peak. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. Closure above, it doesn't need to close above the wick, but just even above here, again, would be nice. Nice green day here today would be nice, which is already happening. I think it's good. I think 32, man. I don't really care about 27, 28. I want to see this thing fly for you. 32. Let's go 32. Why not? You've done everything. You've broken a new high. You've gotten above this previous resistance. You've effectively plastered in a double bottom, even though you've got a big right kind of area. You're not getting that huge rejection. You've broken a trend line. I don't see a reason why this thing can't go to 32 for you. So it's not bad. I have no idea what it is, but from a pure technical perspective, it looks really good. Looks really good. So back to the markets. Back to the markets. Let's go 2 hours. We're going to have a beautiful level here in the markets straight away. What did everyone vote for as well? Did we even share it? I don't think we did. I'm going to vote here. Oh, we did vote. Okay, so you guys voted green 75%, red 25%. Always optimistic on the channel. I like that, guys. So it does look like we're coming into a key critical zone straight on the open. We're 19 minutes off the open right now. This is a very important zone for Nasdaq holders and SP 500. You can see the resistance. You can see the resistance again. If this breaks through, we can return to the bullish form that we've had in the markets for the last couple of days. Well, last couple of weeks. Realistically, we had this hideous consolidation. A lot of people, I definitely was talking about the 13,400 ideally, but the S&P 500 did not come down with it. Some people will be taking this distance, and that was, of course, where it ended up going. Fair enough. I understand why it stopped there. Definitely after this second candle, I'm feeling better about the market recovering. But this zone doesn't mean we're bullish yet. This zone just means we're opening at a critical resistance coming into the market open. So what I'm going to look for here is if you see lightning bolt down, small time frame, 5 minutes, scalpers will most likely start to sell it back down. If you see a little bit of recovery and maybe a 1 hour closes above the 13,620, then we should be going back to recovery for a 13,750. It's very, very good stuff. US 500, similar kind of situation. It looks really great coming in here for the Friday open. We're going to go hopefully up to the 4220. Find a little bit of resistance around there. And if we can get even an all-time high today, that would be a phenomenal effort. So the market is clearly starting to say, okay, do we move towards the concept of bad news or not so good news means stimulus for longer, which is glorious for the market because the market loves stimulus and they like this kind of just slightly under the expectation. So if we continue to see slightly under the expectation in the next coming months, expect the market to also start to grow with it. Plug. Let's have a look at plug. It's perfect. Exactly where you want the coil. Right above the price of 30. Exactly where you want the coil, man. Support, support, resistance, 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 break, coil. You're looking today. Let's see if you can get a 32 plus close. Now that will be a big effort in percentage. But you can see here the pre-market 30.67. If plug's going to do it, it's going to do it in this range. And once it breaks out, hopefully it goes explosive for you. That would be awesome. Another one that goes with plug would be Fubo. Fubo might have moved a little bit too much now. This has been one that we've been watching. I think Fubo had those big pullbacks, too much green and too close now to the profit target. So it's tough to get into this at 27 when our expectation was 30. AMC now above 50 in the pre. That's awesome news for AMC holders. Really good. What's your analysis on Coinbase? Let's have a look. Terry says it's going to push. Oh, you're talking about gold. It's going to push back above 1890. I'd love for it to do so, man. That would be a very strong play here for gold if it does. Watch the dollar index around this 90.20 though, because just because it's underneath 90.20, so it's 90.14 right now, that level can still be, we need to see whether it moves up or down. Now, when you're catching falling knives on the dollar index, like 90.20, I still think was a very good support level. But you don't just buy it because it's fallen off a coiling knife. You have to look for the little lightning bolt, 15-minute, 5-minute. A little bit of change means that you can be in it better. Coinbase 228. Let's have a look now at this 4 hour. 220. 220. 208. Does Coinbase really deserve to be this low? Guess it's just degrading when Bitcoin's not even down that much. It's down 6, but that was the day that happened. We don't have much data here on Coinbase, as we know. So we're basically just going with which levels do we know so far are important. So we know 250 is important. When it came to 300, that was important. We know 200 will be important, of course. Because we have not much information. I mean, what do we know here? Very little trade days. It's coming down. We know support is around 224, but it wasn't that great. So we'll go with 224 and then 210. But I don't really care about the 210. So I feel like it probably holds this level here or it goes to 200. So 224 goes to 200. I don't really care too much about this one. I think if Bitcoin really broke underneath the 34, it would push Coinbase to 200. So maybe that's where you're willing to look at it. But 224 would be the buy, and today it's going to open at 228, down 2.25%. So if it goes down another $4, you could always look there, go into smaller time frame, look for a little lightning bolt towards the bull side, and then get a little bit excited about it. Thanks very much for the subscriptions as well, everyone. CLNE is right. It's up a Bollinger Band and descending top, says Kevin. Cool. Coin should be around 100 to 110. Look, I've got a policy generally where I don't usually trade any IPO in the US that I haven't owned before the IPO. So I'll get rid of it, especially if it's technology, and then I'll come back into it in 12 to 18 months. That's my usual policy. I don't like these technology companies or any of these stuff that goes on the market. It comes in too hot. IPOs in America are just extremely bullish, and then it gets crushed. Look at Facebook, look at Twitter, look at all those ones. Because when you look at those, they're all bad. Gold testing from the bottom up. Beautiful level. Will sellers come back in? This is the zone that I believe sellers will come back in on. Right there. If they're going to come, they're going to come here. If gold bulls and closes above, that's going to be really great. Hopefully it does for you, Terry. Osney says plug. Yeah, we like plug. It's not a Budweiser, no. It's a strange beer. Estrella Dam from Barcelona. There you go. If you're interested. That thing. It's okay. It gets better. It gets better. IPO has too much volatility in the first week, says Elegant. Absolutely. Yep, it's time again, guys. Let's do the hype music. You're absolutely correct. Dithya, absolutely, we need to do this. Let's get into it. So, quick look around the market. Non-farm payrolls comes out. It's not terrible, but it's not within expectation. That's caused the market to go to resistances ahead of the market open. We've got gold basically recovering almost exactly to the point where you expect big problems for it. And then, of course, you've got dollar index coming back down to the support. Let's get the hype going. Let's do it. Friday. Last day of the trading week. Last day possibly you have to work. If you traded AMC with YOLO contracts, last trade you may ever have to do in your life. Is that right, guys? Oh, we're not even at 500 likes. You cheated me, guys. 12 more likes. Come on, guys. Right now. 12 more. 12 more. I didn't realize we weren't at 500. I just assumed you guys got us there. Reese says time to turn the sound off. Thanks, Genzo. NAKD. Man, you guys are loving NAKD today. NAKD. Which is the next AMC, people are saying? Stock Twitch usually... Well, I think you've just got to go around. You've got to find really heavily shorted stocks that have pretty good technicals on them to get them started. So, like, they have good support bases. They've got good levels. NAKD, obviously, people do like at the moment. I can see why. I don't know what the short interest is, if there is short interest here on this stock. But basically, you've got support, resistance. You can see the volume has been increasing, and it's coming back down to support. So that's an interesting one from a perspective of, percentage. But then, is it really an... Where'd it go last time? It went to 330. So is this type of thing interesting to you? I mean, it's a 271% return up the top, if it could get there. And to a more realistic level, it's maybe 150%. So yeah, it's got legs. Not sure on the safe. Rashad says Safe Moon is the best place to be. Nah, dude. Workhorse is like 40% short, but no volume. Yeah, Workhorse had a go yesterday. It really had a go yesterday. That was a pretty big session for it. The problem with Workhorse for me is it's kind of hit this top resistance. It's being bashed. And then even if you think about percentage returns here, it's a lot less than some of the others. And that's what I think a lot of these movement people kind of start with. It's like, you know, you look at Sundial and you go, well, how much has this done in the past? And people get excited about it. Useless stock. But yeah, people get excited about it from that action. Yeah, no worries, Osni. We did plug quite a few times. We like plug. It looks good. Wow, goal, says Monica. Absolutely. Gold, but it is right on that level. So let's go down to a 1 minute so you can see what I mean. Oh, I hate this gold. Guys, I'm going to get rid of that in the weekend. Got to use the right one. There we go. So it's right at the zone, 1888. You can see how it's interacting with it currently. Let's watch it. Let's learn from it. Here we go. So we've got the resistance. The resistance currently. Close above here would be pretty bullish. Of course, close below here might just treat a little bit of a pullback for now. And so let's see how the scalpers deal with this one. We'll load up the 4 screens. I'll leave that in the top left-hand corner. US 500, 42.10. Dollar index right around that level of supporty kind of zone. US 100, 13,613. Let's go back into the Webull pre-market here and see what's going strong. Oh, it's pretty good. There's some nice greens here going on. Old Buffett's up there. SE, great stock, 253. Tesla, 1.43%. Airbnb, 1.6%. Nice. Come on, Airbnb. Then we've got Microchip Tech, DocuSign with a good earnings report. Roku, Chipotle, Nvidia. Plenty of the tech stocks. Also Snowflake, trading around that 240. Key level for it. And then we've got Coinbase down below. Unfortunately, 230, down 1.34%. And we'll go over to the squeeze stocks. Things looking a lot better than they were. Peloton still trading at 104. That's pretty impressive. Palantir, we'll do that one soon, 23.73. And AMC 1.67% down. That's impressive. That was down about 8% at the start of this session that we did today. So at 10 o'clock my time, 1.5 hours before the open. So what's that? Basically 1.5 hours ago, it was down 7. Certainly not down now. You guys are pushing it up. As always, select the stocks that you want to watch. Oh, actually, I don't even think we can do that today. We'll probably watch AMC. Watch the first couple of minutes of trade here. We'll go into 3-minute chart. Watch that one through. There we are. And we've got the US 100 set. That's at a perfect level of potential shorters coming back in. See all the ribbons there on that time frame? So what time frame is this? 4 hour, 200, 50, and a 20. Wow. They're all sitting there. Might act, and you can see just that the resistance is there. Mama, thank you for the donation. Lewis Marriott coming in with $2. Is DXY still short / medium term bullish? I feel like dollar index did a lot yesterday. So if you think about the dollar index, where it is, like it could still recover here. I never catch the falling knife. This is a zone that I'm very interested in seeing how the dollar index interacts with. Even underneath here, you've still got structure around this area. So between this area, I'm very interested to see how it interacts. If it starts to turn around and lightning bolts, I think the dollar index could actually continue to go a little bit bullish, but maybe slower. And that still may not be bad for gold. If it fully rejects like it's done here, and you go to a weekly, see how the dollar index has no idea on its own direction. See what it's doing? Long leg doji, indecision. This is usually the type of point where we're about to see a massive move in the next 1 to 2 weeks on the dollar index. Why? because if it closes below this zone, decision made, new lows, dollar index gets thrashed. If it closes above these types of moving averages, decision made, dollar index is going to go super long. So at these points, I have literally no real clear direction on the dollar index. I kind of just sit there and I scalp it if I want to in between the range, but I don't have any medium term thoughts on it. Like what's going to happen in a month's time? I don't know. It was downtrend up until the point it hit support, and now long leg doji means that indecision is here. You know what I mean? So we're 3 minutes off the market here, guys. We've got it all set. $49 for AMC on the open, right around 50. It's a very key zone. What do you guys think? Will it go down early? 15 minutes, usually it's gone down in the mornings, followed by recouping of that level. You can see gold coming down to test right now. A little 1 minute double top potential here. DXY is lost, says Truly Messiah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Elon's Twitter. What did he do? What's he done now? Is he losing his mind again? No, he's not posting. That's all right. My God. Swear, you got to follow Elon just in case if you're trading the markets right now. You got to follow him just in case. Where are we? What was I set? Where the hell is it? There it is. Okay, so we're 2 minutes off here. You can see broadly in the market, things are definitely recovering. Things are looking a lot greener today. BTC, Ethereum, they're down thanks to Elon Musk. Where is it now? 36,815. So it's a big recovery in BTC during the stream, about $1,000 during the stream. US 500 making a break for it early here. I'd watch the US 100 around this level and the way it trades there. It's very important. The first hour of trade will be very important for day traders to position. And what else we got going on? Really, AMC just around the 50. If it can hold, then hopefully all of the other squeezes come through. We looked at Naked. That was one that was looking okay on the charts. We also had a look at Workhorse. Didn't look as good. And then we looked at Plug. That was pretty good today. Plug certainly around the key level of support. We've done ARKG to death, so we've definitely talked about that a few times. Airbnb looks okay. Square, well, crypto market as well, and that one's a bit of a problem. Twitter looked pretty good. So we've got some interesting stuff here for the session. Sam Hine says AMC lower on open is my guess. Yeah, I would think lower on open followed by a little bit of a pickup. Up in morning, risk off in afternoon, says Milty. I do agree with that as well. Risk off in the afternoon seems quite likely. A lot of newer beginner traders in AMC, people that trade, tend to have this idea that holding over the weekend is always way too risky and they can't sleep well. And if they're heavily positioned, I would expect them to close their positions if they don't have the diamond hands. Simon Tekeste, US $4.99. Hi, Tom. Can you check out VLDR? I can, but we just opened. So let's play the opening bell. Here we go. Guys, congratulations to making it to Friday open here. Thank you very much for joining us on this session, all 1,500 of you. So we've got basically gold finding a lot of resurgence here, waiting for it to break through the 1888 on the top side. AMC comes in actually strong. Strong for the start of the session. 51. What? 51.49. So that's not too bad. Pretty decent. Flat now for the day. US 100 straight at the resistance. You can see it very clearly through here. Support, 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 resistance. Watch that session. And let's scroll through all of these stocks now. So US oil, probably the best trade of the day from just a pure continuation of the trend. I like that a lot. Well, maybe I just feel like it's the best. Twitter, 0.63, CRM, 0.74, net, good. Square actually up now. TDOC up, Airbnb up almost 1%. In phase is good. Everything's green. Everything's green. ARKG up 1%. Plug up 1.7, a little bit better. And you can see all the squeeze stocks here starting to show green. They were all red. Almost every one of them was red before. US 100 now making a break past 13,610. Whoa, look at AMC. 54, guys. So if it has a really great day, expect selling at the end. Probably expect selling at the end anyway. it's going to be tough to have people hold it with the kind of gains they're covering this week. 42.14, just basic human psychology of the non-apes in it. So yeah, green Friday session. Look at this, all green. The watch lists are all green. It's beautiful. The only thing that's not green is unfortunately the crypto and the 10-year yield and VIX, and we mostly don't care about those. It's good. I like it. Keep going, baby. Up we go. Dollar index, no idea. All right, let's do this VLDR. This is Velodin. Velodine or Velodin. Ooh, that's kind of nasty, dude. Big volume recently compared to what was doing over here, which is probably a good sign. Let's go through. So you won't really know it's recovered until it gets through this previous level of support. You're on a base, which is good. I feel like you probably hit bottom. Was this some SPAC or something? Yes, it's a SPAC based on the fact it probably started at 10. So you know you're going to have a decent amount of support around here. If you move back above 1150, that's going to be very bullish for you. You're going to put the base bottom in. And I like the fact that you're getting an increased amount of volume. Even though it looks negative, there's still buyers coming through as well. Other than that, there's not much technicals here on the larger time frames. Unfortunately, you just have to wait until you get through here to know you're back in actually finding some uptrend. And another thing that I would be wary of is this. See how it all intersects together? Right at the same zone? That's the type of thing that you want to be paying attention to. New low here will be deadly for the stock, but at this stage, hopefully it can recover. 1150, then it's good. Looks nice. I bought Microsoft option calls at 245 and now it's 248, says DJ. Nice, dude. Hopefully that's a good position for you. I'm not sure when it's expiring, but it's a good position for you. Yeah, Microsoft, nice day yesterday. I've been feeling relatively bullish about this ever since it broke out here. So yeah, I would like for it to clear higher. That's looking good. 0.84% now on the US 100, 13,650. US oil 1% up, 69.61 going towards 70, and 1888 still for gold, finding some problems around that zone. Forgotten Era says lol crypto. Why is everything green? Because the non-farm payrolls or the jobs number was slightly under expectation. And what does that mean? It means stim pack. So basically, every bit of news you look at in the markets now is going to be, if they expect a number, so this is the expectation, 700K. If the number comes in at 620, that is tick, because it means that they expect the quantitative easing to stay longer in the market, which means more stimulus for the market, more free money effectively, which is obviously a benefit to these overinflated prices. So you want every number to come in slightly underneath from now on. That should be your celebration. And you do not want any number going too hard above. So if the expectation is 700 and it comes in at 995, no. Bad news, guys. For stock traders right now, you do not want good news. You want bad, but not too bad. So you don't want like epically bad. You want 2016-15. That's what we want. Where crap news, but not super crap news, is great. Take a look at Spotify. Sure. Tom, can you have a look at CCIV, please? Yeah, we'll check that out in a second. And we'll also do PLTR as well. Spot's looking good for the recovery here. I would love to see a breakout above this zone. 245 looked really, really good. Trough, peak, higher trough, and hopefully the higher peak. That would be awesome. It's down very hard, Spotify. I've been using actually more Spotify than usual, so I think it's probably an okay purchase. Not my type of thing, but yeah. Just above there is what you're looking for, and then you'll get into the participation phase, and that should look at about 290. Let's do CCIV. Churchill Group. I haven't looked at this one in a while. Right at resistance. Big long leg doji. Closure out of here will signal buyers. So that 20, what's that? What is that price? 24 2460. So you want a closure above that, and I think it'll go fairly decently bullish, and you could probably take that as the expectation, maybe even more, 32. So CCIV is starting to look much better. And then we'll do PLTR for everybody. Palantir, 0.3% down. Come on, Palantir. I like the chart. I think it's looking a lot better than it was. Don't like the double rejection wick on the weekly. Still might pull back a little bit, but overall the recovery's in. This is our trend line. After this point, we said recovery was happening, so we're going to stick with that concept. Recovery is happening on PLTR. DocuSign breakout. Let's have a look at Docu. So this is an earnings report that's come out. Yep. Don't be surprised for it to lose some of the momentum though. That was a little bit too much bullishness this morning. It's trading about 7. Now it's trading 9.31. I expect it could come back to 204 and then bounce off. Overall, whatever that report was though, could be creating some trade opportunities up. Not one of my favorites. But yeah, looking much better. Tom's stressed at home? Nah, I'm all good. Spotify to the max. Yeah. I like green charts and I cannot lie, says Musti. Twitter gap full. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. I want Twitter. What's this? I don't want Tesla. Where's my Twitter? Yes. Go Twitter. Come on, baby. Just get up here. This is where we're going to go, guys. Jack Dorsey and me and you, we're all going to go on a Twitter rocket to 64. We're going to fill the gap. Everyone's going to talk about how great Twitter is. And as soon as they all talk about how great Twitter is, we are getting out. We are bailing and we're going to run to the FANG or something else because we don't hold Twitter. We trade Twitter. Because ultimately, Twitter has a track record that sucks. Check out its sucky track record. It sucks. Look at this. Look at the IPO. Imagine if you were the poor person that held it over here. Woohoo! Coinbase 440, baby. Oh, God. Woohoo! I'm back. Just 10 years later. Well, not that much, but close. Yeah, I still like Twitter. I think the thing is going up to 64. Let's go. Cold steel, US $5. Can you check out TTCF? Yes. Alpha T says, Tom listening to Spot when his wife makes him do the dishes. What if I have a dishwasher? Alpha T. See, big brain, man. And it has a robot hand that puts all of the dishes in the dishwasher. TTCF. Okay, what time frame are we looking at here, dude? Cold steel, thank you for your support as always. 2 rejections, okay. Daily looks pretty okay. Closure above, that's good. So that's a bullish sign. Overall looks pretty all right. Let's go 4 hour. I mean, there's nothing to be hating on in the sequence. You've got a nice kind of very steep trend. You've broken past the peak. You've closed past that. I would like your weeklies to be taken out. No, I don't. I'll tell you which robot I don't have at home. I turned off every one of those Google things. I don't know what they're called, whether they're Nest Hubs or Google whatevers, or I don't like them, guys. I'm not using any of them. All those things that listen in on you, and when you say like, hey, Google, and it's like, hey, guys, I'm here. Yeah, I know you're there. You're trying to sell me all that crap. I'm not taking it. I will never, ever, ever have one of those things in my house. It's literally unplugged. Because I hate it. You're talking about something in the house and you like say, oh, we need this or something like that. And then all of a sudden I go on the computer and it spams it to me, which makes me think, which we all know is true, the Google Home is listening. It's stealing all my data. Won't be doing it. So for you, cold steel, this zone here, 23.30. I sound like one of those crazy people that used to come in. I used to sell computers a long time ago. And I remember this lady came in. She's like, they're listening. I'm like, what? She's like, they're listening to me on the phone. I said, really? I said, what are you saying that's so interesting? She's like, I don't know, but they're listening to me. And now I say that Google's listening to me. Except I have a feeling that that's true. Resistance across here is pretty important, dude. So look, I think the trend is good. I think everything's looking solid to go back into these highs. But next week, you would just ideally be wanting to make a new high here. So you can snap these resistances off. And then that should be able to lead more propellant in terms of moving you up, which is good. You can unplug, but it still knows what you're up to. Was it got like a battery in it? It's got like some crazy batteries. They are all listening. Yeah, that's true. My kid uses Alexa the other day asking how to spell a word. Yeah. I cannot stand the automation. Cappuccino says 100% does. Yeah. Those look, every single time I think about social media, and I guess I'm on social media, I just think it's made the world worse. But I actually really like YouTube. I really, really, really like YouTube. I use YouTube, like I watch it instead of television. I love YouTube a lot. But when I think about the other social medias, some of them out there, some of them I'm like, you know what? That doesn't make anyone feel better every day. So the resistance here, dude, looks good. US 100, just absolutely smashing it right now. That's a great day for you guys. I'm very happy for you all. Look at the big bullishness. Thank you, non-farm payrolls. Thank you very much. Gold still having problems with the resistance, which we expect. Dollar index still tanking. Pretty crazy. Rocktopus 306 Canadian $5. Amazon, Google, Facebook, any company that's stealing our data should be paying us in the form of their own crypto. I agree. They should. It's like that application where you go walking and if you turn it on your phone, it steals your data. It tells you steals your data and it gives you crypto coins. I've got the chat going wild right now. Did you see Amazon automatically shares your home Wi-Fi with strangers? They want to use... Ooh. All right. Well, anyway, I'm getting off topic here. We're meant to be trading, but it's pretty funny stuff. Thank you, Rocktopus. Alpha T, $2. PAYA holdings, please. I was projecting Tom. Lol. Payer. AMC now up 2.55. Plug up 4. Oh, it's good, baby. Yes. Go plug. Get up there. Get up there, plug. We want to go to the moon on plug. I don't even really know what the company does, but I like that technical you showed me the other day. So I'm very happy with that. Come on, you good thing. Get up. I want like a 15%. Why not? It's not going to do that. Why not? SE up 2.59 as well. Probably deserves to be. Airbnb 8B up 2. That's nice. It's a good day, guys. It's a good day. Payer, what's going on here? I don't like that. Ooh, that's a nasty level. I mean, if I was like looking at this, I would be scared for this level. This would be the kind of thing that I would literally go like this. I'd be like, okay, wherever I bought it, let's say I bought it here. Even if I want to invest in it, I would probably sell it here. And then if it did go through, as soon as it went through, even if I missed out on some percentage, I'd rebuy it. And the reason why is because I'd feel a lot better about that. I don't like a lot of things about this, unfortunately. I'm not saying it's a bad stock. I just don't like that. Lower peaks, trend lines kind of coming through. Not a great trend line, but yeah. There's just this problems with this zone. Get a closure above this 1060. It's all good. It's all good. You can move forward quite a lot there. But I do think it's at resistance, and I do think that currently it'll pull back a little bit. Probably find support around 1020. So it's not epically bad from the current price. But hopefully around 1020 you start to see some buying potential. Worst case, you do not want this thing under $10. So good luck. Get a 1066 break and you'll be feeling a lot better. All right, everybody. Plug equals hydrogen fuel cells. I'm not sure how well that'll end up doing. But yeah, I like the technical. It was good. All right, everybody. Not stealing if you agree to it. That's right, Bitbird. Well, you guys have a great weekend. I hope everyone's enjoying their green day. Thank you, Non-Farm Payrolls, for bringing this one through to us. Good luck, squeeze guys out there. Hopefully you all make as much as possible. Be careful for the close would be the thing I would be looking at. Last couple of hours could be a little bit nasty there. You can see the plug is doing all right. What else is doing all right? ARC-G is doing good. ARC-K is doing all right. It's just good. Only crypto is bad. All right, everyone. Be careful for crypto, of course. You know BTC, guys. Right there. Wait, where? Not there. Right there on the weekend, okay? Watch that level. Put it in. 35,800. Closure under that. Unfortunately, that could lead to the 34K zone. And that's still a considerable amount. It's 1.8K off. So watch that one. See everybody. Also, just a quick shout out. We've technically ended the sale, but if you're interested in finding out more about, you can use code HODL about our course. You can use code HODL over at fxevolution.com. You can jump in over there. We've got a launch special for our ultimate masterclass, which is kind of like a combination meal deal. So if you're interested on that, you can use code HODL on fxevolution.com. And yeah, check out the ultimate masterclass. Pretty good, guys. It's 10, 12 years of my combined and somebody else's combined, Tyrone, my business partners, combined trading experiences. So that's pretty good. Catch you, everybody.